Crime rates vary globally due to factors such as political instability, economic hardship, weak institutions, and social unrest. According to the Numbeo Crime Index 2024, the following 10 countries rank highest in overall crime levels. Below is a narrative outlining each nation's position, ranked from 10 to 1, along with the underlying reasons contributing to their high crime rates. 10. Jamaica, Crime Index 68.1. Jamaica's homicide rate remains one of the highest worldwide. Urban centers like Kingston and Spanish Town see pervasive gang violence, locally called posses, engaged in turf wars, extortion, and drug trafficking. Socioeconomic inequality and poverty fuel recruitment into criminal networks. Lottery scams and drug-related crimes further finance violent groups, while police actions, including extrajudicial killings, have sometimes exacerbated distrust and retaliatory violence. These dynamics, compounded by political garrison conflicts, maintain Jamaica's crime index at 68.19. Yemen, crime index 68.6. Yemen's ongoing civil war has shattered law and order. Warring factions routinely commit kidnappings, extortion at checkpoints, and violent robberies. Human trafficking flourishes amid porous borders and massive refugee flows from Somalia and Ethiopia. Widespread corruption weakens police accountability, while poverty pushes many into illicit activities. Honor killings and prostitution, often tied to desperation, add to the pervasive sense of insecurity. Collectively, these factors keep Yemen's crime index at 68.68. Syria, crime index 69.1. Over a decade of civil war has left Syria's institutions decimated. In many regions, armed groups and local mafias control checkpoints, collecting bribes and exacting protection payments. The collapse of social services, extreme poverty, and displacement have driven some to theft, kidnapping, and organized crime. Syria's status as a narco-state, largely due to Assad regime-backed Captagon production, funds militias and perpetuates violence. Sectarian divisions and large-scale smuggling networks continue to undermine security, resulting in a crime index of 69.17. Trinidad and Tobago, crime index 78. Despite being one of the wealthier Caribbean nations, Trinidad and Tobago faces a surge of gang-related homicides. Two main super gangs and over 100 smaller gangs vie for control of drug trafficking routes and illicit markets. Easy access to firearms, often smuggled from the U.S., has driven murder rates to record highs. Rampant corruption within police and customs allows criminals to operate with impunity. The government's multiple states of emergency have done little to dismantle entrenched networks. This combination yields a crime index of 70.86. Honduras, crime index 73.4. Honduras has long been plagued by gang violence, particularly from MS-13 and Barrio 18, fueling one of the world's highest homicide rates. Corruption permeates police, judiciary, and politics, while extreme poverty and unemployment drive young men into gangs. Its geographic position as a drug trafficking corridor between South America and Mexico exacerbates violence, as cartels pay off officials to secure smuggling routes. Regular extortion schemes, the war tax, and frequent territorial disputes among gangs keep crime levels at 73.8. 5. South Africa, crime index 75.4. South Africa battles high rates of assault, rape, and murder. Deep economic inequality, where nearly one-third of the population lives in poverty, fuels property crimes and violent offenses. Unemployment, social exclusion, and a legacy of apartheid-era violence contribute to normalization of violent conflict. Organized criminal networks traffic drugs, weapons, and humans, while police capacity struggles amid reported corruption and underfunding. The combination of socioeconomic stress and systemic weaknesses sustains a crime index of 75.4. For Haiti, crime index 77.9. Persistent political upheaval and gang control make Haiti extremely dangerous. Gangs have captured large portions of Port-au-Prince and other cities, demanding taxes from businesses and residents, and orchestrating kidnappings for ransom. Widespread poverty, over 60% of the population lives below the poverty line, drives many into criminal activity. Weak law enforcement, coupled with corruption in government and police ranks, allows gang leaders near absolute impunity. Deteriorating infrastructure, fuel shortages, and natural disasters further exacerbate instability, resulting in a crime index of 77.9. 3. Afghanistan, crime index 78.3. Following the Taliban's return to power in 2021, Afghanistan's already fragile institutions collapsed. Armed groups, including Taliban fighters, engage in extortion, kidnapping, and assassinations. Corruption is endemic. Many officials accept bribes to allow opium and heroin trafficking. The illicit drug trade, Afghanistan supplies over 80% of the world's opium, funds both insurgents and criminal networks. Law enforcement is inconsistent, and widespread unemployment leaves few alternatives to illegal activity. These factors keep Afghanistan's crime index at 78.3. 2. Papua New Guinea, crime index 79.7. Papua New Guinea experiences high rates of violent crime driven by tribal conflicts and rascal gang activity. Rapid urbanization has displaced many from traditional land, leading youth to form gangs for economic survival. Weak governance and rampant police corruption allow criminal networks to flourish. The country's difficult terrain and limited law enforcement resources also make remote smuggling and human trafficking attractive criminal enterprises. These compounding issues yield a crime index of 79.7. 1. Venezuela, crime index 81.2. Venezuela tops the list with the world's highest crime rate. Economic collapse, driven by hyperinflation, food and medicine shortages, and mass unemployment, has pushed many into looting and violent crime. Government institutions are deeply corrupt. Police and judiciary often operate under political influence, granting de facto immunity to some offenders. Cartels and armed gangs control drug trafficking routes and extort local businesses. Political unrest and a humanitarian crisis, over 6 million have fled since 2015, worsen societal breakdown. These dynamics sustain an 81.2 crime index. Conclusion: a pattern emerges across these 10 countries. Prolonged conflict or political collapse, severe poverty and inequality, weakened or corrupt institutions, and lucrative illicit markets, drugs, human trafficking, gangs, all contribute to skyrocketing crime rates. Addressing these challenges requires not only strengthening law enforcement, but also tackling root causes, economic despair, social exclusion, and governance failures that drive individuals toward criminal activity. Deep systemic reform combined with international support may offer the only path to reducing crime and restoring security in these high-risk nations.